Hello there, YouTube. It's your boy Josh out.
It's your boy Tay.
And it's another episode of Sports Talk Tay and Josh. I want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. So we're gonna do a hybrid of Loki episode 2 and 3. We're just gonna combine them because we missed last
Yeah.
week. Uh, okay, so Tay, what was your? We're gonna start with episode 2 first.
Yep.
So we're gonna timestamp this. So if you want to skip to episode 3, I timestamp it in the description.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Yeah. Episode two. My first reaction is it really picked up where episode one left off, with Loki showing the real threat of being King. Um, Knowing that he's coming at some point. I don't know if he's gonna come to the TVA per se, but he is a threat to the timeline. They start figuring it out. Once they figured it out, General Knox and X5 and the team wanted to pretty much take things into their own hands. They pretty much want to control the TVA, keep the TVA in control of the branch and the the scattered and the original timelines. Um, yeah, pretty much to the scattered and branch timelines. So they pretty much trying to keep that in control. Then you know, of course Loki and Morbius is trying to spoil those plans, but we find out later on. We'll talk about it that we find out what was the true plan of the whole situation. So yeah, but my first reaction of it is that they really picked up what episode one is about the threat of Kane coming. So yeah, and it put everybody
Yeah.
in a panic. It put TVA into a panic pretty much.
Yeah. Episode 2 was, in my opinion, was fairly straightforward. So it's
Yeah.
pretty much what they did was it went back to the 70s to find X5, which pretty much would
Mhm.
lead to Sylvia. This is a
Mhm.
spoiler alert, so I'm just
Mhm.
paraphrasing it, summarizing it very easily for
Yeah.
everybody to consume. And pretty much they found Sylvia at the end. She was
Yeah.
working at McDonald's in the 80s.
1982 to be exact. Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna say the 80s. That's
Mhm.
the fashion, 80s fashion. That was a unique fashion time.
Mhm.
Trying to think of anything else. Only thing
What?
I noticed that the branch timeline were pretty much being destroyed in episode 2.
Yeah. Oh, and let's not forget about the fact that they had to jump to the 70s to go to get X5, who ended up being an actor called Brad Wolf, and they had
Hmm.
to actually interrogate him because he was, he was sketchy the whole time. Try to make Loki angry.
And they ruined my
Morbius
man dream,
angry.
man. He was a famous actor, man, in the UK in the 70s, man. He was living his best life.
I mean, he was, but that's what happens when you try to branch off. You know what I'm saying? You try to branch out. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, now he ended up being a successful actor as Brad Wolf. He was, which is oddly enough, he was a villain in the comics of, I believe it was, um, who was he a villain of? Thor. I don't know if it was Thor. I know it was one of the main canon
Hmm.
villains. I think I want to say Thor, but he was the character he played in the movie was actually a comic book villain in the Marvel comics. So yeah, it made sense why he act the way he act, because that's literally how he acted in the comics. So you know, um, oh yeah, like he overall he did a good. Like I like his acting in that, and then him branching off, and they had the time, pretty much time jump to get him to confess to all this, and then the fact when they found Silver Sylvie at the McDonald's, it so happened the plan mysteriously, she pretty much read his mind to get the plan out, to find out that General Knox was going to pretty much bomb the timeline, to pretty much
Yeah.
wipe it clean, pretty much.
Yeah, I
Um,
think if I'm not mistaken, General Knox is knocking off the branch timelines.
mhm, the branch timeline,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, knocking off. That's I forgot how many. If we do the math, how many? That's like
it
a
was
trillion people,
two
over a
point
trillion people they killed.
yeah, it was 2.7 trillion people that they pretty much killed off from
Jeez.
that bombing.
Yeah.
That was the equivalent of it, like
Yeah.
That's how many timelines it was. So it was 2.7 trillion people that
Mhm.
was bombed um during General Knox
What about Easter
plan.
eggs? Any Easter eggs in episode two?
Outside of just the characters, no, not really. Miss Minutes, nothing too crazy. Oh, I probably say the Easter egg for real was probably the temp pad for Renslayer. That was like a big Easter egg at the end. Um,
Okay.
yeah, saying that she was still showing that she was alive, jumping through timelines to find he remains. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's all it was.
All right. What will you give it a rating? 0 to 10, 0 being the worst.
This this episode, I mean, this season's been pretty solid so far, but I'll give it a solid 7 for this
Yeah.
episode.
So probably like a 7.2. Wasn't
Yeah.
episode two wasn't really nothing to go off of
Mm-hmm.
outside of finding Renslayer with the thing
With the temp pad, yeah, with the
Sylvie.
temp
That was
pad.
that was pretty much a big giveaway. I could say probably the biggest point probably
Yeah.
in episode two.
Yep.
So I guess we're going to just skip all over it. We both pretty much gave it about a 7.
Yeah.
I guess we're going to
7
just
for
skip
that.
to go ahead to episode three. Episode three was a little bit more exciting, a little bit more
Yeah.
complex. So
The best episode to me.
let's
Yeah.
yeah, that so far, yeah, that might be the best.
This might be the
Yeah, that
best
might be the
episode so
best of
far.
them. Episode three is so far. Episode one was pretty good too as well.
Yeah. Yeah. But
So yeah,
yeah.
so pretty much episode three pretty much took you back to Chicago.
Yep.
What was the timeline? It was what 1868.
Yep.
So it showed
1868.
Renslayer, yeah,
Yep.
coming through. So she looked like she pretty much talked to a variant of He Who Remains. He was a little
Yeah.
boy and gave him the TVA book.
Yep.
So
So,
that's
pretty
on
much
to
that.
change the timeline. Yeah.
Yeah. It pretty much is like how they did. Like, hate the references. It's like an Easter egg to like Back to the Future with when Bibb got the futuristic book. That's what it reminded me
Yeah,
of.
and won all those bets. Yeah, to
Yeah.
change. Yeah, he
Yeah.
became yeah, that changed a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, say what else I noticed? Pretty much.
Well, let's not forget though too. This is also Renslayer and Miss Minutes went back to Chicago to recruit him to become he who remains. He wasn't even a thought. He was just a variant at this point. They went back to get him because he who remains actually had a plan before Sylvie killed him. That was part of his plan. He told Miss Minutes that was part of the plan to
Yeah,
get
I
him
think the
to
plan was to recruit variants of him. You
yes
know,
yeah,
yeah, to follow his path. So, because that's probably gonna lead up to the Kang dynasty. The different.
which it
It's
leads
going.
to the
It's
war.
leading up to
Yep.
that. Pretty
Yeah,
much. Yeah.
which
So
leads to that war.
it's
Yep.
all to make sense.
Yeah. Try to get upper variants to him so they can the
Mhm,
good variants, I guess, or the variants that will help the sacred timeline
mhm.
to keep that how it is and don't try to branch up like keep the branch timelines in control. So I could see it being that he's trying to get those variants to be the one that help the heroes other than hurt the heroes. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm
And
thinking. Yeah.
what's the guy? Victor Tomley was pretty much a scam artist out there, out
Scam
here with
artists,
these
yeah.
Ponzi's pyramid
Yeah.
schemes back in the
Yeah.
early 19th century.
Yeah. Oh, and the funny thing is, it was funny, and it's funny to me when they went back to Chicago to find Renslayer, and they went back to the 1868, and they was literally like under his like on his window, trying to
Mhm,
look for Renslayer, and they stopped perfectly at the window to be like, hey,
mhm,
you see any like pathological beings or anything like that roaming around here? And they was like under his window while they walked
mhm,
around and go to 1893. That was funny. That was funny though. I was like, they was right under his window the whole time. Didn't even notice it.
mhm.
But I did like the fact that they went to 1893 when that was in Chicago for the branch timeline. That was the first the World's Fair when the first Ferris wheel was revealed
Yep.
there. So I like that
That's a
they
little
took
Easter
that
egg, a
there.
little historical fact that's the first
Exactly.
uh, Ferris wheel. So I'm trying to think of anything else that stood out. Um, What
Oh,
about Miss Minute? What about Miss Minute and the love triangle? What
I was
Mr.
just
He
about to
who's
say.
reigned is
I was about to say. Let's get to the point where when Renslayer saved Victor Timely from like
Mhm,
from him getting beat up per se.
mhm.
That you know, Sylvie coming to kill him like she said she was going to do. Um, Loki saving him. It's a lot to this episode that she was like, yo, it's surprising to me. Like all this is because of a variant of Kane. Um, well, he remains. He who remains,
He
pretty
who
much.
reigns.
Yeah, but yeah, like it was at the presentation of it, or it kind of looked like that was the. It looked like that's the actual machine that they used at the TVA, but it was an early production. That's what it looked like
Yeah,
to me.
it's like the first generation.
Yeah.
It go through tests before he perfected it.
Yep.
Because
And
you
then
also got to bring in the fact they gave him the TVA book. He got the idea, the concepts, but it's
exactly.
the 19th century, 18th. They didn't have the technology yet, so
Hmm.
that's the problem he's coming across.
Yeah. And
Have you
then
thought of any theories? Oh, might have. I'll let you go.
no,
My bad. I didn't mean to cut you
no,
off.
no. I'm about to say, and then another thing, like I said, bringing up the con of him getting the dude to buy $1,000 for the prototype.
Mm,
Um, and then we find out about Miss Minute. Miss Minute is an AI.
mm,
We finally find out what she actually is. She's an
mm,
AI that he who remains made, but
mm.
it looked like eventually she wanted to become human. Maybe she was human before she became the AI. We don't know. It could be an Ultron situation where she was an AI the whole time and she wanted to be human. Who knows? Um, but she was like you said, she became jealous from the interaction from Renslayer and Victor Conley interactions. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Uh, and oddly enough, I don't know if you was gonna say it. I don't know if I want to steal your thunder or not. But it was an Easter egg in that too. In that
Mm.
scene with Miss Minute. It was an Easter egg in that.
Oh, what was it? He said,
The globe thing that he was holding in his lab and it flipped up. That's the ship from Quantumania.
"Oh, okay, okay. I didn't know. That was a good catch. I wasn't paying
Yeah,
attention.
that was the ship from Quantumania. That was literally the ship.
Oh, okay, okay.
It just had the globe. The globe was open. In that one he had to close. Then he flipped it
Mhm.
to open it. But that was the ship. That was the ship from Quantumania. So
Oh no.
he was meant to be he who remains. He meant to be him, truthfully. Or at least
Okay,
one of the
okay.
variants. At least one of the
Hmm.
variants. He's supposed to be one of the variants. Like I
Yeah.
said, Miss Minutes. Yeah. Anything else? Miss Minutes. Catching her
Nothing.
feelings.
Do you have any theories or prediction? I got a somewhat a theory
Go with it.
because
I go
we
with you.
already know like two of the theories:
Hmm.
Renslayer and pretty much Cain the Conqueror was lovers or some
Yeah, there
type
was a
of.
love
I think
interest.
that's sort of
Yeah.
like a given. But
Yeah.
another thing, I think probably previously, I think maybe her and King the Conqueror ruled the TVA together in the previous.
That's why. Yep.
That's my gut was
Yep.
telling me. I heard some. I heard another wild story. I talked to you about it. Someone said
Uh,
Renslayer may be related or variant of King the Conqueror or He Who Reigns. I said,
yeah.
I don't see that. That's not a bad theory, but you know.
I have seen that theory too, and we was talking about
Mhm,
it previously to recording. And I said I can't see it because Kane is all about himself, and I can't see a female version of him being out. If it is, he will be like Sylvie. He, she would literally be like she would want to kill all the variants, kill everybody, kill everything. You know what I'm saying? Just she would be ready to kill everything off. She would literally be like Kane. She wants to control the whole world to her liking. I can't see Renslayer being a variant of Kane because of that. Oh, and let's not forget, um, my theory, and I also think my theory is too that I think that this is going to be one of the situations that we might see one of the other variants of Kane in Loki. I don't think it's going to be the Hebrew remains like version of him. I think there's going to be the Kane version of
yeah, I think
that
what's
version.
probably gonna happen since they jumping through different timelines, they're gonna
Hmm.
see different variants of Kane, and they're gonna
Yes.
come across like in the comics he like Egyptian, he like
Hmm.
Egyptian, he it's like so many different variants of it. I think
Yeah.
they're gonna come across another variant. Not we're gonna say the not so friendly version of him. We're just
Exactly.
gonna say that. That's what I
And I
think is
think
gonna eventually happen.
and I think that's going to be the one Renslayer is going to be the love interest of. It's going to be that variant, not the variant that we know of in the comics. That's going to be that variant of Kane. It might even be the Kane from Quantumania. He might have got stuck into that realm. We don't know.
Hmm.
It really could be. He could have manipulated her into doing some things. We don't know. It could be any variant. But the fact that Sylvie sent her back to He Who Remains, uh, I guess powerless, to see him rotten like that, I guarantee whatever Miss Menace is telling her, it's another variant out there somewhere in that realm. Ain't no way Miss Menace keeping that much secret. She said it's very messed. She said it's really messed up that you betray the person that knows all your dirty secrets, including your big ones. Like, like you know what I'm saying? Like Miss Menace literally know everything about He Who Remains. He knows everything. He made her. So he's going to tell her all the secrets and everything to get him to pretty much to replace, not even replace, to keep the timeline, to keep the TVA or keep that story going. So whatever she told Renslayer, it had to do something with her. And I think it had to do something with Kane and her being together at the time, at that time. That's
Mhm.
that's what I'm thinking. But is this the Kane that we know of from Loki season one, which is He Who Remains, or is this going to be Kane that we know of from Quantumania, the one that got exiled? That's
Yeah,
going to be the thing.
yeah,
We didn't. They never said which Kane that she fell in love with. They just said
yeah.
it was
That's
Kane.
true. That's true.
They never said which one she fell in love with. They just said she was a love interest and she fell in love with a Kane variant. They never
Hmm.
said which one.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
Renslayer is actually a big player in this game that a lot of people are
Mhm.
overlooking. Her and Miss Menace, I say Miss Menace is probably going to be, and I probably end it with this. Miss Menace is more of the actual villain of the season more than the villain itself,
Yeah,
which
yeah. I have a
is TVA.
prediction. I have a prediction. She will be probably Miss Minute will be more the villain, and I think they're going to
Mm-hmm.
come across a not so friendly Kane during a
Mm-hmm.
quest. So that's my prediction, just by from the first three episodes.
Yeah,
Any
because my
wild theories you heard? They could be.
the only thing I could probably think of as far as like a wild theory that I could think about that for me is going to be that I think that like I said, I think this might be the realm that Kane will get broken out of and he'll find his way back into the free world. And this is when Kane Dynasty starts.
Yeah.
That's my only wild theory. That's the wildest thing I think. This will be that he's stuck in that realm with He Who Remains and they find a way to break him out of that that I guess the ball or whatever whatever the mechanism was when he used it for to go back to the free world. I'm pretty sure that orb is at that realm, and they're gonna find a way to get to open them or open it up. I guarantee that's the wildest thing I could think of because this is gonna tie in into either Secret Wars or Kane Dynasty. It's leading up into it because of Kane.
Okay. Okay. I actually agree with you. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So ratings 0 to 10. What we get this episode? How's it
I
look
get
already?
this rank 8-8. This is an 8.
Yeah, it
This is
was
the
an
best
8. It was a
episode.
great, great.
Yeah,
Just the way it ended, like when they took him back to Hugh Reigns, you saw his corpse there, and it took him
and
back.
just the fact that she ended with, "I know one of your biggest secrets too. You want me to tell you?" And then just went to black. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
I like it.
they
Like,
left it on a cliffhanger. They did that to
yeah,
reel you in. They got to keep you back, coming back next week, man.
yeah.
I would say so far the season is great. The season is good. It's good.
Yeah, but I got a feeling this next episode might be a filler. This next episode
Yeah,
might be a filler.
most of the time, like the middle of the season is the filler episodes.
Yeah, because they got 6 episodes, so this is about to be
So we
episode
got three
4.
more episodes to go.
Yeah,
All right. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you hit
yep,
the like button, subscribe, and we're working on a few other projects too as well. Make sure you stay
yep,
tuned to our channel. All right.
yep,
Peace and head grease.
yep. Make sure, and oh yeah, of course. Comment. Let us know what your theories are as well. Hit us up on Twitter and everything. Everything
Yeah.
will be in the
Also hit
description.
up our Facebook group. Join the
Yeah,
Facebook group. We're gonna work on a Discord. We need to get a Discord going on.
yeah. We
That's the
probably got
next thing.
yeah, we probably had that up and running by the weekend if we get our
Yeah,
minds
we, we're
together.
gonna
If
we're gonna
we
give it
yeah,
some time. We're gonna have a
yeah,
it's gonna be a Discord for everybody. All right.
yeah.
Peace and head grease.
Peace and love, y'all.